guys, I'm Annie from Safari Giants and I'm in the stunning location, Tintswalo Atlantic Lodge in the heart of Cape Town. We're here today to chat about safety and health in Africa, and I'm going to be meeting up with Melissa, the GM of this beautiful, beautiful property. Thanks for having me, Melissa.
Wow, what a pleasure. Thank you for choosing us to come and visit.
Well, you know, it's one of my favorite spots. How have you guys adapted to COVID-19? Because I know you've been open for about 2 weeks now. Tell us what you've done.
So we've implemented all the standard protocols. Of course, no handshaking, no hugs, which is very hard for me. We have a lot of regular guests, so it's quite a challenge. Lots of hand washing, sanitizing. We're spending extra time on steam cleaning all the furniture, especially the softs. Every room gets sanitized, bombed before the next check-in happens, and we try not to do too many back-to-back check-ins in the same room, although we're so happy with the occupancy that seems to happen now regardless. And I think most importantly is we're communicating with the guests, seeing what they feel comfortable with, whether that be having isolation in their suite, which is not a challenge. The rooms are so beautiful and airy and have a lot of sunshine that comes into them, or alternatively guests that choose to eat in the dining space, and we then just give them the physical distance that is required to make them feel comfortable.
Fantastic. And I think because of your wide open spaces, it's just the perfect place to act out exactly what each client would want. So that's really great.
And naturally beautiful, something that people have been missing while confined to their four walls of their house.
Exactly, and not too shabby a view either.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of guests are very concerned about what vaccinations they need and how to be travel ready when coming to Africa? What is your experience with that?
So being based in Cape Town, it's not really an issue for here, although guests often use us as the starting point and then we'll move on. And they do ask specifically our reservations team. Our recommendation is always to ask their healthcare professional for their advice for the specific region that they're traveling to. We try not to get involved with those recommendations because, of course, every area requires a different vaccination.
That's right. I mean, I think mainly malaria and yellow fever seem to be the main thing. And, you know, I always say to clients, malaria is something where that generally mosquitoes will come out at night, sunset time, they'll be around early in the morning as the sun comes up. So if you actually try not to get bitten, have a long sleeve shirt on, cover up essentially, have your mosquito repellent, that's a really great way to deal with it. And then I also find to take your malaria tablets at night is really useful as well.
They make you nauseous otherwise, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. So rather sleep while you're dealing with that. And then yellow fever is a tricky one because I'm finding more and more that countries are dropping the yellow fever, and there's often a grey area. Do I need it? Don't I need it? My advice is, if there's any greyness, rather have the yellow fever certificate. It lasts for 10 years because you just don't need to get to the border and one official just hasn't, got the news and now stops you from going through. So typically that's what we would say. People are really concerned about standard of food. Is the food going to be clean? What sort of preparation has this food gone through? And I was wondering, how do you get your chefs sort of 5-star ready? What rigorous training and education do they go through to be in your kitchen?
Well, we are lucky with a wonderful chefing team. They're all qualified chefs, trained at the highest level, and have a lot of work experience as well. In amongst that, we also have chefs that we have started at a scullery position and have worked their way up in the ranks. So they have been trained via experience. I know that a lot of properties throughout Africa are putting a lot of attention on food in general because people just love to eat and they want to know that they're eating well. I believe that many properties are putting a lot of attention on their chefing team.
Yeah, and I'm also understanding, particularly with the lodges, because they're stuck in the middle of nowhere, they're creating a lot of employment and actually upskilling, which is so exciting, because once you have that buy-in from the locals, your business just tends to be in a better position to fly.
It's always been a policy of Tintswalo to upskill staff. So we've had team members that have worked with us for 10 years, 11 years, and have slowly worked their way up from somebody who had no experience in the field to now being able to run an entire shift by themselves and to really produce high quality food dishes. We're very proud of those staff members.
Great. Something else that also interests us a lot is the whole sustainability around food, and again, with that comes job creation and lowering one's carbon footprint. And I understand from you that a lot of what you do is locally based.
That is true. So our exec chef, Sean Cletty, he puts a lot of attention on finding the best possible producer of a certain ingredient and to try and keep it as local as possible as well. So we're not shipping things in from across the world. We are buying from the beautiful farms around us. Some as close as Hout Bay. We buy our fish from a local fishing community, which again allows them to thrive, creating better job opportunities, and so the entire industry is uplifted just by small decisions.
I'm dying to see on a menu carbon miles. You always have the meal with the price. I'd love it to say, this is the price.
That's an interesting concept.
Many carbon miles, because I think the more we can go that route, the better for the planet. So.
Maybe next time you come, it'll be on our menu. I'm going to steal that idea.
So one of the other things that we're finding is, as people are going along in this world of ours, a lot of people are developing unbelievable food allergies. People seem to be less tolerant of certain things. How would you say Africa is positioned to deal with all these crazy and necessary dietary requests?
I think because they are becoming so regular, we are getting it's becoming second nature. Things like gluten intolerant, dairy intolerant, these are not strange requests anymore. All our kitchens have the ingredients necessary to either alter an existing dish or create a brand new dish. It is very helpful, though, to know before a guest arrives, specifically I can speak to our safari lodge. They get fresh ingredients delivered weekly, so the ingredients that they've got is good, but a bit of heads-up notice in terms of specific dietaries does go a long way. It's not like here in Cape Town we can just pop out to the local, greengrocer to buy whatever is necessary. But because we do have such a high-skilled kitchen team, when we do get the out-of-ordinary requests specific to dietary requirements and allergies, it's pretty easy to accommodate those guests and accommodate them with delicious meals that they won't feel like they just had to eat the carrot sticks.
That's good to know. Good to know. And typically, if anything, say an allergy arose and maybe, something serious happened and you had to get that person quickly to healthcare, would you say that most lodges in Africa, and particularly Tintswalo, are well positioned to do that swiftly and quickly?
I would say yes. I mean, specifically the ones that are, I think most lodges have the guests.
5-star ones.
Yes, most lodges have the guests' interest first front of mind. I mean, I know that us and our Tintswalo products are all members of various Medivac communities. For us, it's the medical concierge, where we have got access to doctors if there's anything that happens immediately. Our Safari Lodge also has access to doctors via telephone and via WhatsApp, and if necessary, a chopper can come and evacuate them within 30 minutes. We are also very well trained in first aid as well, which I think is very important, specifically when you're not in a city the way we are here in Cape Town. Although we do recommend that everyone comes with a with insurance, with their own personal insurance.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the important thing is that when you are in that situation, you guys will respond swiftly, but you want it to go as smoothly and quickly, and you don't want people to be messing around with, what's the insurance number, etc., etc. So usually what we typically do is we actually ask for that detail up front. We've got it close at hand at all times.
Well, that's what's so great about working with somebody like you. So heaven forbid something happens like that and guests end up needing to go to a hospital. It's nice to have the backing of a company like Safari Giants.
Yeah, thanks.
Good.
So tell me now, what is the strangest dietary request that you've had to deal with in your time?
I've been thinking about this. We've had a number of them. The one that I think I remember the most, because it was the hardest for us to achieve, was a guest who stayed a number of days, and they wanted every dish served with the calorie count that was inside of that dish.
Oh, wow.
And you can just imagine chefs that only cook with butter and creams and coconut milks now having to come down to a calorie count was quite tricky. They were successful at it, but it was a very memorable experience.
Gosh, fascinating.
Oh, here comes Samson with our dishes right now.
I hope there are loads of calories in these.
I think there will be.
Enjoy.
Thanks, Samson.
Thank you, Samson.
Thanks. Wow, this looks amazing. So now you know why we based our Epicurean safari to start at Tintswalo Atlantic. The food's divine, the wine's amazing, the location's fabulous. And if you want to join us on an Epicurean safari, just check it out on our website. Bon appetit, everyone. Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks, Melissa.
Pleasure. Thank you.